The Red Hulk is the alter ego of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross and at one point was one of the many antagonists of the Hulk in Marvel Comics. When Bruce Banner was initially transformed into the Hulk, General Ross had an obsession with him and made it his mission to hunt down the Hulk by any means necessary.
But he was so sure of what he was onto that he tested it on himself. And something went very wrong. Or it went very right. As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
Given how powerful the Hulk was, just about every one of General Ross's attempts to apprehend him failed. General Ross would eventually make a deal with the villain known as MODOK to capture the Hulk by sending the Abomination after him, and like all the other attempts that failed as well. Now, it was around this time that Bruce found a way to still regain his consciousness and his personality after turning into the Hulk, and Betty Ross eventually fell in love with him. So after she found out General Ross made a deal with MODOK to send the Abomination after Bruce, Betty cut ties with him. Sometime later, Betty Ross died after coming into contact with the Abomination, and this left General Ross devastated. Now, Betty Ross technically didn't die, and I'm going to explain that in a second. It was around this time that the hero sent the Hulk into space, and Captain America was assassinated. So with these events happening, along with the loss of his daughter, Ross felt like he had no purpose, but he was confronted by MODOK and Samuel Stearns, also known as the Leader. The villains offered Ross a proposition to not only bring his daughter back to life, but give him the tools to be prepared for when the Hulk came back to Earth. Now remember I said Betty didn't really die. Well, due to gamma poisoning, she was kept in stasis until Ross could find a cure for her. And what happened was the Leader used gamma radiation to transform her into the Red She-Hulk. So just as the Leader predicted, the Hulk did return to Earth, and this was during the World War Hulk storyline, where the Hulk defeated all the heroes and even fought the Sentry to a standstill. During this event, they used a satellite to absorb the Hulk's gamma radiation to transform him back into Bruce Banner. The Leader and MODOK then used Bruce's gamma genes along with the gamma absorbed from the Hulk to power a cathexis ray, which they then used on General Ross to transform him into the Red Hulk. So as the Red Hulk, Ross's first order of business was to get revenge on the Abomination for what happened to his daughter, and this led to the heroes having to investigate his murder. So to avoid any suspicion and cover his tracks, the villains who turned him into the Red Hulk created a decoy, while Ross carried out missions for them as the Red Hulk. One of these missions was to kill the Hulk. General Ross battled the Hulk and almost succeeded in killing him, but Thor intervened and prevented Ross from finishing the job. And because of this, the villains who were calling themselves the Intelligentsia cut ties with him. Now, throughout this whole debacle, the Red Hulk encountered the Red She-Hulk, and this is where they both found out each other's true identities. So Ross found out Red She-Hulk was Betty, and Betty found out that Red Hulk was Ross. So in order to outsmart the Intelligentsia, Red Hulk formed an alliance with Bruce Banner and staged a battle of him killing the General Ross decoy. This forced the Intelligentsia to cover their tracks, but Ross soon caught up to the Leader at the Intelligentsia's base, and he drained all the gamma radiation from him. Now, for anyone who's unfamiliar, Samuel Stearns becomes the Leader through gamma radiation. If you remember the first Hulk movie from the MCU, you'll see his brain starting to grow after he comes into contact with some of Bruce's blood, which has gamma in it. They never really went anywhere with setting up this character, or maybe they forgot. So Red Hulk attempted to take over the White House, and this got the attention of the Hulk, which led to a brawl between the two of them. Hulk eventually defeated the Red Hulk and captured him, taking him to the Gamma base. So at this point the jig was up, and everyone knew that General Ross was really the Red Hulk this whole time. General Ross was met by Steve Rogers, who offered him a chance at redeeming himself by going on missions with the other heroes in order to gain his trust. So this was sort of his transition to becoming a hero/anti-hero. Now let's talk about his powers. The Red Hulk is mostly similar to the Hulk in terms of base powers, so he has super strength, durability, longevity, etc. Unlike the Hulk, his healing factor is significantly less powerful, and he can consciously change to and from his Red Hulk form whenever he wants. Because Bruce Banner has multiple personalities, the Hulk has many forms, like Savage Hulk, Professor Hulk, Mr. Fix-It, and so on. Ross doesn't have this ability as the Red Hulk. It's also worth mentioning that where the Hulk's strength increases as he gets angrier, the Red Hulk just becomes hotter, and this allows him to create large explosions with his hits. The Red Hulk also had the power to absorb gamma radiation from other gamma-infused subjects, but he lost this ability after his battle with the Hulk. Though the Red Hulk has worked with villains, he mostly operates as a hero or an anti-hero. He's worked with teams like the Avengers and even led the Thunderbolts. If you're interested in reading recommendations, check out Hulk Volume 2, Avengers Volume 4, and the Thunderbolts Volume 4. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.